Now that the celluclay on our armatures has dried, it is become hardened and stronger, and it is ready to be painted. You can choose any color scheme for your large-scale crayon sculpture. You can pick one favorite color and paint the entire crayon with that one color. You can paint it with every color of the rainbow in stripes. Or you can choose analogous colors to create a mixture or blend of colors. Analogous colors are any three colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. As you can see here, these three colors that are circled are analogous. They're right next to each other, and they can mix and blend together into beautiful, bright new colors without becoming muddy and brown. As you can see, our paint trays are set up almost like a color wheel. So if you want to do a blend and mix colors together like I'm gonna do, choose any three colors that are next to each other on the paint tray to use. So I have chosen blue, purple, and pink. All three of those colors are next to each other. So when they mix together, they're gonna look absolutely fabulous. Anyway, when you are painting your sculpture, you may notice that the bumpy celluclay makes it hard to get rid of all the peekaboo spots. To get rid of all those pesky peaks, paint in all four directions, up and down, and side to side, even round and round. I like to work in one area at a time, and I say to myself, up and down, side to side, all around. And my paintbrush moves with the words, up and down, side to side, all around. Watch as those little peekaboo spots disappear. Make sure that you also paint the end of your crayon. And continue to paint up and down, side to side, round and round, until you have reached the part of the crayon that your hand is holding. Here you can see I am mixing the purple paint with the blue paint that I just used. I'm mixing it on top of the crayon sculpture, and it is turning out beautifully. Since these colors are analogous, they're right next to each other, they're neighbors on the color wheel and our paint palette here. It makes a gorgeous bluish purple galaxy color. I love it. Okay, it's time to let our crayon dry until another day so that we can hold the other end. Now that our first go at painting is all dry, we can go ahead and finish the paint job. Remember, up and down, side to side, all around, no peekaboo spots allowed. Once again, you can see the pink mixing in with the purple paint. Even though the purple paint is already dry, the colors are still mixing together. And you can see that it has turned into a beautiful pinky purple, not a muddy brown color. That's because pink and purple are analogous colors. They are neighbors, they are next to each other on the color wheel, and also, luckily, on our paint trays. That will probably only take you a few minutes to paint the small rest of the crayon. So now it is time to design and decorate your crayon's paper wrapper. Choose any color of construction paper to cover your crayon with, and then write your name as small as you can on one of the edges of the paper. Make sure that your name is small so that we still have lots of space to decorate the wrapper. We are going to use a bingo dauber today. usually used by old ladies to play bingo, but we're going to use them to draw 2 black line designs on the top and bottom of our paper and a logo or brand name in the center. If you take a look at an actual crayon like this, you can see that there are 2 black line designs on either end with a shape and brand name in the middle. Also, usually crayon wrappers have a clever little name for the color of the crayon written on it too. So we're going to add all of these elements to our large-scale crayon wrappers. Using the bingo dauber, pick any type of line you want to draw at the top and the bottom of the square. Zigzags, wavy lines, curly lines, dotted, whatever you like best. We need one at the top and one at the bottom. Then draw a large shape directly in the middle of the paper. You could draw a circle, oval, rectangle, triangle, heart, star, blob, whatever. Just make sure it's large enough to write a brand name inside with a Sharpie. It may take you some time to think of a cool brand name for your crayon. I felt pressured for time, so I just picked what popped in my head first, which was Sparkle Magic. Yeah. So I wrote Sparkle Magic in the middle of the heart shape. Brand names need to be capitalized, by the way. Don't be afraid to take a little time and get fancy with your writing. You could bubble the letters or add a little pizzazz to them like me. One last thing to add to your large-scale crayon wrapper is the name of your crayon's color. Sure, you could call it red or orange, or you could think of something different to call your color. I went with Pinky Boo because to me, that sounds like a mixture of pink and blue, which are 2 colors I use to paint my crayon. So there you go. In order to be finished with your wrapper, you need 2 lines, one at the top, one at the bottom, a large shape in the center, a brand name, a color name, and make sure that your name and code is on that paper as well. Finally, it is time to finish our large-scale crayon sculptures by gluing the wrapper onto the celluclay. We are going to wrap the paper around the crayon like so, and when we do, we need to make sure that the overlap doesn't cover the crayon's name. So the part where the paper covers itself at the ends, make sure that your crayon color and your name is still visible. Draw a glue line around the edge of the paper, all the way around the square, like this. And then wrap the paper around your sculpture, holding it down around the crayon for about 10 seconds. It's been awesome to use scale to create a surprising giant crayon sculpture with y'all. Our crayon sculptures are about 5 times larger than a regular crayon. How about that?